Hello. Well, lately I've been in the market for a new chainsaw. And up until a few weeks ago, I didn't even know that Champion chainsaws existed. My local Canadian Tire just reopened after renovations and had a huge 4-day only sale. So I rushed out today, first day, and by the time I got there, there's only 2 left on the shelf. So here it is. Champion chainsaw. It's a 40cc, 18-inch bar. I looked on reviews online of these saws, and they're very mixed. There was some reviews that were just horrid, and other ones saying that they were great. But there's 2 things I know about reviews. People only post reviews when they're pissed off at a product. And also, there's a lot of people that just don't know what they're doing or don't know what they're talking about. And if it just isn't immediately perfect right away, they get mad and say it's crap. Champion backs their product with a 2-year warranty. So I'm not going to be using this saw a lot, but it comes with a 2-year warranty. So I have high hopes for this saw. So let's take a look. You open it up, and it comes with your owner's manual. It comes with this your tool here. It also comes with your oil, and it comes with a file as well. Here's the file. So, there we go. And here it is. Champion chainsaw. It's got an 18-inch bar, and it's got Oregon bar and chain. So the part number for the chain is actually an Oregon chain. It might actually be an Oregon 91. So it's readily available parts for the bar and chain, which is good. And it's my understanding with the older model Champions, you see a lot of reviews, they're talking about the chain won't stay tight, but they had like a toolless system here that you turn to tighten the chain. But the newer ones, it's just a conventional style. You turn this screw, and there's a little screw in there that tightens your bar and chain. So it looks pretty good. Here we have the choke on off. On, and it pops off. It's got the primer bulb, your switch, and then your bar, your gas, and your oil for your bars. They're both in the back here. And then underneath, there's actually a screw in here. It's in here somewhere, you can see here, and it's to adjust the amount of oil that goes in your bar. Some reviews say that these things take too much bar oil and they run out of oil before they run out of gas, but there actually is an adjustment for that right here. So, not bad. It feels kind of plasticky and cheap, but I think it's okay. Let's take a look inside here. Oh yeah, see, it's got a nice style air filter. That's kind of the same style as some of the more higher end saws. Like the saws like the Pull-Around Pro, they just have like, it's like a felt, like velvety, just cloth thing in there that plugs up easy. But to me this looks a lot better. So let's get her full of gas and oil and start it up and let it idle for a bit and get her breaking in. Okay, well, some guys decided to fire up his lawnmower, so it's kind of noisy, but it's the first start. So it's never been started. So it's nice that this primer bulb sticks out and it's clear, so you can see when it fills up with gas. So this is a brand new saw, so I'm just gonna let it idle for a good while, shut it off, fire it back up again, maybe just lightly use it on some small branches and things, and just slowly break it in. It's a brand new engine, so you only get one shot of breaking these things in right. So I'll get back to you after I start cutting some trees. So, I've probably got about 4 tanks of gas for this saw so far. And there's some things that I really like about it and other things that just really has to be changed. And the biggest thing is, this cover just continuously rattles loose. Crank it tight and before long, it's rattled loose. What happened, I gave it to a friend of mine to try it. I said, take this saw, try it, tell me what you think about it. And after a while of use, this cover rattled off on him, completely fell right off. So he put it back on again, and the second time, I don't know if he didn't notice it fell off or it fell off and he just was annoyed with it and just left it off. But anyways, when he brought the saw back to me, I noticed that the choke right here, the black choke knob had fell right out. So it must slide in there and the cover must hold it down. So that fell off. So then he decided to be smart and rig up this little wire thing to try and fix it, but it doesn't work because the lever's got to go back, kind of pop over center. So this doesn't really work. So to start it now, you got to take the cover off and get in there with your hand to flip the thing, the mechanism. So I'm going to go on. So you know, it's kind of his fault for running it with the cover off, but really, like, this shouldn't be an issue with this falling off. Like, I hate being a whiner, but I am going to go on Champion's site to the customer support and tell them what happened and hopefully get a new choke knob for this saw. The other thing about this saw, I don't know. I might have to get in there and play with these screws. I tried adjusting the low speed screw, but it was really hard to turn. I didn't want to force it too much. I'm going to go through the manual real well before I start screwing with this. But the saw is real boggy on bottom end. It's almost like it's a hard time for the chain to get going. I even took the cover off and cleaned out the band for the brake here and everything, and even loosened the chain up a bit to try to get it spinning more freely. but it's really boggy. It's hard to get the chain going. And then once you get it going and get it ripping, it's okay. It's just boggy off that bottom end. So you have to kind of keep on the throttle and keep the chain spinning for it to work good. But it revs out really good on the top end. The saw starts quite well though. It's 4 pulls every time when it's cold. Like a foot. There we go. Put that on. It's usually 2 pulls with choke on. Hit the throttle to snap the choke off, and 2 pulls after that, and it's running. I'll show you here. On. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that one took 3. So pretty well every time, 4 pulls. She starts, no problem. They got the chain set. Like now it seems to be spinning free enough. I don't know why. So I'm here working on the Champion, trying to get her tuned up better. I wanted to get to these low-high screws on the side here, so usually reach in through that cover, but it's a lot easier to get to when you take the cover off. I pull out the spark plug and it'll be hard to see. So I had to take the spark plug out to get that plastic cover off. It's probably not going to want to focus, but it doesn't really matter. That spark plug is just completely wet. It's black and wet. So it revs out good on high end. So I want to lean out the low speed side a bit to get her revving. You probably can't see in there, but those screws, they're not really screws, they're round. Oh, not going to work here. But there. You see in there? See, there's round things with one flat side to them. They're not even a spline thing like some saws or a screw. They're just like round with a flat. So I'm going to try to fish in there with something and play with the low speed side here to try to get her working good on bottom end. So hopefully that does the trick. Now it's story time. It's about a week after I bought that saw. And you know the few little troubles I had with it, with the loading into my buddy, and the air case cover falling off, and I lost the choke lever, and then it was real boggy on bottom end. So I went on Champion's site and it said to contact him customer support. So I couldn't phone them because it was too late at night. So I emailed them. And by the end of later the next day, they still had not responded to my email. But I brought my manual to work, so I had the model number and the serial number of the chainsaw. So I phoned them. And I was on the phone for a full hour by the time I got off. First I was on hold, and then I talked to this guy who really had no idea what he was talking about. And I was trying to tell him the issues and, trying to get some help from him. And he didn't. All I got out of him was he was going to order the whole choke lever assembly for me. And he said that'll be in within 6 days. So in about 3 days that should be in. So then he transferred me to a woman who was very nice and friendly. She got all my information and she got the choke lever shipped in the mail for me. So then I asked her if I could talk to a technician. So then she transferred me to this really nice guy, small engine mechanic. I was telling him my issues. And he said, yeah, sounds like you're too rich on the low speed, just like what I figured. So I said, okay, it's a special type of tool. So he got me to explain it to him, and he's like, oh, like a D? He's like, oh yeah, I've seen that kind of tool before, but I've never used one. So he looked in the computer, he's like, oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. So then I said, well, where can I get that tool? So he went on his computer, looked, and he said, no, we can't get it for you. We can't help you. So he said, your first thing to do, you can try it. It's like a Band-Aid fix, but maybe it'll work. Is to tighten up your spark plug gap to 28 to 26 thou. And if that still doesn't help, try going down to 24 thou. So, side note, when I pulled out the plug, it was already at 24 thou. So that was just a Band-Aid fix anyway. Then he said you could either send me a new carb, or, this one's kind of funny, he said you can go to a small engine shop, ask to borrow their tool, fix it out in the parking lot, and then hopefully the guy won't charge you. And he said besides that, he can't help me. So I went on Amazon, and I found the tool. It's called a single D carburetor adjustment tool. And for other Poulins and stuff, there's like spline ones. There's 6 or 8 different types, these specialty tools. But this one, it's a single D. So it was about $9, and it showed up like within a day. So I got that, and I went to adjust the carb, and I was playing with it. And I guess, like I heard before, on a low speed, you'll crank it in until the engine revs up, and it starts to rev down again. So you crank it right, so you set it back to that slope so it goes up, and just when it starts to rev down again, that's where you keep it at. So I set my saw there, but it still worked no good. So I just kept cranking the screw out and turned the idle up until it started to get a bit more responsive, and then all of a sudden it was just running like junk, wouldn't idle. So I just sat it to where it would idle decent and rev decent. So it's not perfect, but it's kind of the best I can get it. So I'm going to leave it at that. So that's about that. That's about an hour on the phone. The issue with the airbox cover rattling loose, they really didn't say anything about that. So I'm going to try to see if, I don't know, I don't think that sticks up past. Maybe I could just put some kind of O-ring or something on this, something rubber to help hold it from vibrating. And then in a few days my new choke lever is going to show up. But other than that, not perfect, but it is night and day difference. And if this was like a commercial saw that I was trying to make money with, and time is money, that little split second hesitation would probably be an issue. But this is just a little light saw I bought, just, you know, for general use around, so I can live with that. So, that's all I got to say for now. Overall, do I like the saw? Yes, I do. It's really compact, ergonomic, and it's a 40cc. It's got an 18-inch bar. It could do with like a 16-inch bar, but you know, it's got a decent little bucking spike, and it just feels good. It's a light little saw. And when I went to start it up today for the to tune it up, it started in 2 pulls. The saw sat for probably about 3 days. It's a cool fall day out, and it started in 2 pulls. Once I start running it more, I think I'm going to turn down the oiler, because it's just oiling like crazy. But I'll see. I'll just monitor. Just as long as it doesn't burn any more than a tank of oil for a tank of gas, it'll be okay. I guess more oil is better than less oil. Should you buy a Champion? I don't see anything wrong with it. It's a nice little compact saw. There's some other brands that want the same CC or a bit more, but they're bulkier, heavier feeling saw. I got this for $175, and it's a nice, neat little package. And the customer service, like, it was a little annoying to deal with, but at least every time I told them something, told me I needed something, they said, nope, no problem, sir, we'll send it right to you. The guy would have sent me a new carb if I wanted it. So that's good, knowing you have a decent customer service. 2-year warranty, so I just, you know, $9 to order the tool to get it tuned up. And I'll get my choke lever in a few days. And I just gotta stop this from rattling, and you know, for a cheap saw, I guess it's everything I kind of could have expected, but I really like the way it feels. And so yeah, I am glad I bought it. It was a bit of a runaround, but now, so next video, I'm going to have this saw, and I'm going to have another saw that is a direct competition to this saw, but we're going to compare them. So look out for that one, and thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, give it a comment, and maybe even subscribe. Thank you very much. We'll see you later.